Hi Commerce, this is my assessment. Today I'll be discussing the scam that I have found, which is loosely based around telemarketing and phishing. Now this scam involves an elderly couple who recently moved to Queensland and how they got scammed for almost $100,000. I'll talk about how the scam occurred, why it occurred, what the elderly couple could have done to make sure the scam didn't occur, and what the government can do to make sure these kinds of scams don't occur. Husband and wife John and Marguerite recently moved house to Queensland. It was then that they noticed as soon as they moved that they were having issues and difficulties with their internet connection, so it was no surprise to husband John that he received a call from the National Broadband Network, better known as the NBN. The caller advised John that there had been a number of reports of difficulties and issues with the internet connection in their area and advised him to follow a number of protocols. John, 68 years old, was having these real issues and believed the caller was telling him the truth. So when the caller asked him for his bank account number just for a $3.50 surcharge on the call, John gave him his number. Unfortunately for John, he lost almost $120,000. $120,000. How did this occur? Why did this occur? This is an example of a phishing scam. Not fishing with a hook and a rod, but more phishing spelled with a PH. What is a phishing scam? Well, a phishing scam is when someone pretends to be from a large corporation or someone you bought from recently in order to gain your personal information. In this case, the person from the NBN wasn't in fact from the NBN and took more than $120,000 of John's money. John gave out his personal details, his bank account number, and that resulted in him losing a large sum of money. This scam occurred because the caller is actually a scammer. He would have called numerous landlines, numerous phone numbers, in order to get someone to pick up. Unfortunately, the people who are most prone to this kind of scam are the elderly because they don't recognize that the NBN doesn't call you. They come to your door. And I can't say that I haven't had calls like that, because I have. So this scam that John has been affected by has ultimately left a big mark on his bank account.
Colby.
So what are the impacts of this scam? Well, to start, John had to start working full-time again. Marguerite had to start working part-time in order to make up for the money that they lost. It accumulated to about $120,000, but that's what we're predicting. That information has not been disclosed to the public, and it probably won't. The outcome? It's easy. The scammer made $120,000, John and Marguerite lost $120,000 as a result of a phishing scam. And sadly, it's not the first time this has happened, and it won't be the last. John and Marguerite are just one of many that are affected by this scam. Just last year, $77,000 was lost as a result of phishing scams. I apologize for the wind, but this is the one time where I actually hit the shot, so I'm going to include it in the documentary anyway. Australians are protected from scams like this under the Imposter Law. The Imposter Law basically prohibits anyone from claiming to be someone or something that they're not. The origin of this law actually comes from the Defence Act of 1903, where people would claim to be part of the military, navy, or air force to get benefits and pensions. You can contact legal advice for help and get what you want or what you deserve under the Imposter Act if you have been affected by a phishing scam such as this. So what can we do as individuals to prevent this kind of scam from happening to us? For starters, we can avoid answering calls from numbers we don't recognize, and we can avoid answering calls from numbers with no caller ID. Fun fact, learnt this from a classmate. If you receive a call on your landline, the person calling you can access all your information as soon as you press answer. Fun fact. So, if you don't recognise the number, don't pick it up. What can the government do? Well, they can provide support to the general public for those who have been scammed. They can collect a list of scamming numbers, and they can help track scammers through their number. It is possible to track no caller ID, although it is very dodgy. Is it a risk that the government's willing to make? I don't know. I can't speak on their behalf. But until that day comes, I'm Alex Harris. This has been my commerce assessment. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe and turn on post notifications.